Wait a minute, this isn't the usual channel. What's going on? I would also like to know the answer to that question. So, I wake up this morning and want to get ready to do the usual stream. It's usually on Saturday, but I had to work Saturday. So, I log on to YouTube to discover that my account has been suspended for some reason. I don't know why. So I check my email, and I have a couple emails from YouTube. The first one is a message that a live stream, the Game of Thrones Season 5 discussion live stream that I did like a year ago, has been flagged for violation of the community guidelines or something, and has been removed. I don't know what the hell community guidelines are supposedly violated. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But anyway, that video was removed. And they said in the video that this was my first such violation of the community guidelines. Now, I've read the community guidelines. I didn't violate them, but whatever. Then I get 2 more emails saying that my account had now been suspended because of repeated and severe violations of the community guidelines. Well, which one is it? Is it my first violation, or are there repeated violations? See, YouTube seems very confused. I'm pretty sure I haven't violated any community guidelines, but for right now my account is suspended and I can't seem to log on to the account to complain that a mistake has been made. I've tried getting help support from Google, but they got back to me very quickly saying that my account was still active and I could log in normally, which I can't. So there's a lot of... nobody seems to know what the hell is going on right now. And until I'm able to figure that out and get some help to resolve this mistake that was obviously on YouTube's end, I can't log into my usual account, so I'm going to have to use my backup, which is where we are now. If you guys could just spread the word and, like, share the link around that I'll be streaming from my backup now, because I got a lot of subscribers that aren't going to know what the hell's going on. Guess I'll have to post some links or whatever. But yeah, this will be where we'll be... this is where we'll be streaming from now on, for the time being at least. I've also been looking into Twitch, streaming on Twitch, because it seems like that has more options than just doing it from YouTube on Wirecast is what I've been using recently. It's frustrating because I really wanted all my the FK9 videos to be on that channel, and it bothers me that they're not going to be now because I'm a little OCD that way, I guess. It's a really frustrating situation, and I'm not sure what to do about it right now, but for the time being, I have the backup channel, so I can still do these videos anyway. So, damn it. My voice is fine all day. The second I start the stream, it suddenly craps out of me. Ain't that always the way? So anyway, let's just do this, shall we? So, reviewing Impact from June the 28th. Damn it. Sorry about my throat in advance. Oh, man. Anyway. The show begins... God damn it. As I was saying, the show begins with Mike Bennett addressing the whole X Division title situation. Now, before long, more people start coming out. Lashley, EC3, Galloway, Billy Corgan. And they end up covering a lot of ground here. Mike Bennett makes it clear in no uncertain terms that he views the X Division title as a path to the world title, and if that pisses off the Smarks, well, he doesn't really care. EC3 wants a world title shot tonight, which it doesn't actually happen, but, well, not the one he wants, but it's teasing the confrontation with Lashley again, that one-on-one confrontation that I think they're saving for Bound for Glory, but maybe not, who knows. I believe he also suggests a big match to determine an X Division title contender and blah, blah, blah. Whole lot of stuff happening here. I wasn't really feeling it when Bennett and Lashley were face-to-face. Maybe the chemistry wasn't right since they're both heels. Or maybe I just took one look at these two and thought, Maria can interfere all she wants. There is no way that Mike Bennett's getting past Lashley. So I think the problem was that I don't feel like Bennett posed much of a threat at this time. The rest of the segment was good, albeit kind of long. However, the issue I had with it was that here we have this big argument sparked in large part because of Mike Bennett weaseling his way to option C, seemingly the only thing that forces this company to treat the X Division like it matters these days. But there was one very important thing that was missing from this segment. The X Division. Specifically, Eddie Edwards. You know, the former champion who really got screwed out of his title the week before, never even showed up. Really? You're telling me that Eddie has got nothing to say about any of this? Okay. I mean, he didn't even get a promo later on. For that matter, no one in the X Division did. Even when they were put in this big match to earn a title shot right before Option C becomes a thing, probably the last time any of them will get a shot before Option C becomes a thing, none of them get to say a word. Not Eddie Edwards, not Braxton Sutter, who went on to win the Battle Royal. Braxton Sutter being an X Division style competitor was news to me, but he was in the match and he won it, and then proceeded to get screwed in his title opportunity right after. None of them get any promo time whatsoever, which shows you how little the X Division guys mean in this storyline, because it's really not about them at all. It's about Mike Bennett co-opting their championship and them not being able to do a damn thing about it. Which does not say a lot of good things about the X Division now, does it? And the weird thing is, none of them even seem upset about this. Mike Bennett is just allowed to get away with it, is just allowed to start the title match immediately when Sutter is tired and just got his ass kicked by Helms and his boys. That's a really unfair thing to do, but apparently Billy Corgan didn't care because he just stayed in the back and never bothered to stop Mike Bennett from doing this. And that didn't come off like Billy being intentionally heelish, because up until now he's only really sided with the Bennetts to smooth over that legal dispute with Dixie. It doesn't mean that he has to give them preferential treatment or anything. So there was no reason for Billy to not put a stop to it, and yet he didn't come out. It just felt like an oversight on the writer's part for some reason. The match itself was okay, though the X Division guys are definitely limited in this type of match. Because, they can't do dives to the outside or anything. It was nice to see Mark Andrews get some screen time, finally. Can we get this guy on the show on the regular, please? He's a talented dude, he just needs a chance. I don't know why the hell Eddie Edwards has to win a number one contenders battle royal to get a rematch for the title that he should already have in his contract, though. That makes no sense. He's the former champion. He's owed a rematch. Why can't he just cash that in? Why does he have to win another match to get it? Makes no fucking sense. I think they're going somewhere with the Eddie-Mike Bennett thing. I don't think Eddie is done with Mike yet, so I was okay with Braxton Sutter winning. I didn't like Braxton Sutter getting pinned almost immediately afterward by Mike Bennett. He just kind of got squashed here. Yeah, he'd just gotten beaten down after wrestling the whole match, but if he'd been allowed to wrestle Mike Bennett for even just a minute or two before getting pinned, I thought that would have made Sutter look a lot better without hurting Bennett at all, so I wasn't crazy about how that was done. And then we go to our knockout segment, where, to the shock of absolutely no one, Gail Kim is getting a knockouts title shot at Sienna before Jade, the former champion, gets her rematch. Apparently, Jade's contractually obligated rematch for the title was just forgotten about, much like Eddie Edwards was. Because I guess the writers just couldn't wait another minute to get Gail Jane Cena Kim back in the title picture. Well, that's just fucking peachy. You know, for the brief time it got, the match was fine, aside from that one moment where it looked like Sienna was supposed to charge at Gail in the corner, but she forgot the spot or something. But naturally, they have to make it look like Gail is closing in on a victory before all the interference starts, because God forbid we make the new heel champion, who hasn't even been established yet, look like a dominating force or anything. No, we can't have that now, can we? I liked the role that Allie played here. I like her talking Sienna to the ring, because people hating the sound of her voice seems like it's taken on a life of its own really quickly, and she's running with it. So that's cool. Her promo was terrific. I think her line of "attention, attention" could catch on. You know, I want to see that on a T-shirt. I want to see that T-shirt. I think this could become a thing, much the same way that Michael Cole's "Can I have your attention, please?" line did. And say whatever you want about Cole introducing the anonymous Raw general manager every time like that, but that shit got over. Okay? When Cole stepped up to that podium and told everyone to pay attention, he'd get more heel heat than anyone on the show. The difference is, in this case, it would be an actual wrestler getting the heat, not an announcer. I think Allie's doing a great job. I think that line could get over in very short order. I was glad to see Jade get involved during the match, so her feud with Marty isn't being forgotten about, and Jade is at least staying near the title picture, near the title that she never should have fucking lost in the first place. These are good things, and by hook or by crook, even though she needed a big distraction to do it, Sienna did pin Gail Kim. But if history is any indication, I'm already expecting that win to be completely invalidated in the not-too-distant future, because Gail is constantly protected to the detriment of every other knockout in the company. I mean, yes, the record books will state that Sienna beat Gail Kim here, but I highly question if that's even going to mean anything in the long run. If they're smart, they'll take this and use it to generate some real heat for Sienna, try to push her to the next level as a heel, but what I'm afraid will happen is that the win will kind of be mysteriously shoved under the rug, just like Rosemary's win over Gail Kim was, and nothing will really be made of it. It's not a terrible segment or anything, but the fact that the focus is already back on Gail just really frustrates me. Something that did not frustrate... fuck's sake. Something that did not frustrate me, got it that time, though it did make me really hungry for some mashed potatoes, was the next segment, The Fact of Life, with your host, Eli Drake, and his special guest, James Storm. This ended up being so entertaining. In one segment, these guys took what some people have called the weakest part of The Fact of Life, the dummy yeah button, and they turned it into a strength. Hell, I like the dummy yeah button, and even I think Eli uses it too much. And he was using it way too much here, make no mistake. But then James Storm turns that on its head, makes a drinking game out of the damn thing, and all of a sudden he's got the crowd chanting dummy when they hear Eli Drake. Dummy! They actually got the fucking dummy yeah thing over in one segment. This was amazing. This was so good. I mean, yeah, I wanted James Storm to go after the world title, hashtag Storm for Champ, but him feuding with Eli Drake for the King of the Mountain title practically guarantees that we're going to get more Dynamite promo segments like this one. I'm down. That said, the second a spot opens up, get James Storm into the main events where he belongs, for God's sake. The one reservation I have here is that if James Storm is getting a title shot for any title, I want him to win it. I don't want him to be on the losing end of a feud, but I also think Eli Drake needs to frickin' keep the King of the Mountain title if you want that title to mean anything. So, you got both guys in a situation where they kind of have to win. They need to win for their characters to... Or else it's going to really damage them, and yet, somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose here. It's just... I'm not sure how you book this. Anyway, Backstage, Rosemary has a little chat with Bram where I'm not sure if she was trying to seduce him or getting ready to murder him. Either way, it was pretty hot. I'm not sure if going this route really fits Rosemary's character, though. This is the type of thing that any knockout could be doing, and what makes Rosemary so special is that she's not like all the other girls. If she wants to entice Bram to join the Decay, fine. But there are other ways you could have her do that than just going the titillation or seduction route. You know? Ways that might feel more appropriate for a character like this. She can make it work, certainly. But I don't think that should be plan A. Next. Oh boy. Next. You know, last week, when I said that Matt Hardy was going to be wheeled out of the ring, wheeled around the ring, as he cut another god-awful promo on this show, I said that sarcastically. Lo and behold, it's pretty much exactly what they're doing here. You know, it's a wheelchair instead of a stretcher, but it's basically the same fucking thing. And what the hell is this accent now? I can't figure out if he's doing another new one, or if he's just having trouble maintaining the one he was doing before. Either way, it keeps changing. And it's like, you can't even keep the damn thing consistent. Needless to say, it doesn't sound very good. And now Matt wants another match with Jeff. Even though he's lost every match in this feud, even though there is nothing else they can possibly do to each other that they haven't done already, even though there is no reason to drag it out any longer except to give Matt a platform to act out his emo fanfiction, he wants yet another match. Because when they said in no uncertain terms that Slammiversary was going to be their last match in this feud, that was just bullshit, apparently. Because here they are, getting ready to have another fucking match. I just don't care anymore. It seems this match is going to happen at the Hardys' home, so I assume they're going to find some kind of crazy twist to put on this. Maybe Jeff will dive off the roof of the house into a swimming pool full of tables or something. But the idea just doesn't excite me at all. Even though the preview video made the thing look like some kind of friggin' circus with fireworks and explosions going off and stuff, I'm just done with this feud. I wasn't really interested in it in the first place, and that was before Matt turned it into a huge joke, and now I just want it to be finished. And sure, they're saying this is going to be the last match, but guess what? They said the same damn thing about the Slammiversary match, and that turned out to be a lie. So why should I believe them about this one? You know? How do I know they won't just do another take-back and then drag this feud out another 6 months? I don't. All I know is that TNA are talking this up on Twitter like I should be super excited about it, and I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that ship has sailed. The next segment... Wow. The next segment was pretty hard to swallow, I must admit. The last segment before the main event, as it turns out. This is what they put on in the semi-main event spot. Wow. Grado and Shera have a 6-man tag against the Tribunal and Al Snow. But they're down a man until Grado calls out a guy he found to fix this problem. A problem fixer, if you will. Tyrus. So Tyrus apparently turned face off camera at some point. And now he's some kind of hitman or hired gun or something. An idea that would be absolutely laughable if it wasn't so fucking pathetic. Refresh my memory. How many matches has this loser actually won since he joined the company? Only slightly more than 0. He's been booked like a complete chump, and now we're supposed to think that he's a threat to anybody? No. That's stupid, and you should feel stupid for saying it, TNA. Oh, and the match was boring, too. Not surprising, because as I've said a number of times now, Tyrus sucks. I'm still waiting for the tribunal to really prove themselves. Hasn't happened yet. You know, they just appear to be treading water right now. Maybe they haven't gotten the right platform to show what they can really do yet, but I'm not, so far I'm just not impressed. This entire segment was a complete waste of time. I imagine the audience agreed with me because they pretty much died when Tyrus came out, and they didn't come back to life for the rest of the show except for EC3's entrance. Problem fixer. If Tyrus really wants to be a problem fixer, he should fix TNA's problem by asking for his release so they wouldn't have to waste money on his scrub ass anymore. Problem fixer. Christ. So anyway, our main event is a triple threat match for the world title, with Lashley versus Drew Galloway versus EC3. Considering the people involved, this really should have felt like a bigger deal than it was. It's basically your top three guys in this match, and I don't know if it was treated any differently than other recent main event matches. You know, maybe they would have had time to treat it with more importance if the Matt Hardy segment hadn't gone on for 10 fucking years, but I digress. Basically, this was a big match without the big match feel, and I'm not sure what was missing specifically. You know, the show it was the main event of not being so great probably had something to do with that. But there was a strange lack of fanfare for this. I mean, have JB introduce each guy in the ring or something. I don't know. Maybe have a video package or something about it. The match didn't disappoint though. There were some really cool things here. You got Galloway doing the somersault dive off the ring apron, German suplex on Lashley while he's hoisting up EC3. Even EC3 dove off the turnbuckle to the floor at one point. Really good match. Then came the finish. This is going to be a point of contention for a lot of people. I'm not happy about EC3 getting pinned again so soon. Make no mistake about that. I can accept it because it's Lashley. And if he's not credible enough to pin EC3 at this point, who is? What I cannot accept is that EC3 getting pinned again was treated so casually. This was only his second pinfall loss in, over 30 months or something like that? This is a big fucking deal. So treat it like a big fucking deal. Look what happened when Mike Bennett pinned him the first time. That was done so perfectly. And they milked that for everything it was worth. And then it happens just for the second time ever, and it's like, whatever. The announcers should have been screaming their heads off about how this is a huge thing that just happened. How unstoppable Lashley must be that he pinned the guy who went undefeated for so long. Pinned the guy that only one other person has pinned. Just talking about how something really rare and really important just occurred. And I don't think they even mentioned it. They never even tried to drive home the point that EC3 getting pinned is a big fucking deal. They didn't treat it like a significant event. It just felt like a typical match finish. And that really sucks because it absolutely was not a typical match finish. There was a big opportunity here to take this, if you had to do it, and use it to make this match feel like something incredibly important and add a lot of fuel to the fire for Lashley and EC3's respective storylines and character directions. And they just didn't go for it. And I don't know why. I just wasn't wild about this episode, guys. There were good things here. The main event was really good, even though I don't think it was given the gravity that it should have had. And the Fact of Life segment was terrific. But there were a bunch of things that didn't really click for me. Things that I wish had been booked differently, and other stuff I wish they wouldn't bother with. Tyrus the problem fixer, really? I'll pass, thanks. And then there's the Matt Hardy shit that just never seems to end. This thing has been all over the TV show for months. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see Matt feuding with Jeff anymore. I don't want to see Matt continue to turn this thing into a damn farce with his stupid accents and bizarre behavior. And for the life of me, I have no idea why this is still going on. So those are my thoughts on Impact. And let's see if we've attracted anybody in the chat room. Yeah, we have. Okay, a couple people have found us. Once again, we're on my backup channel here because the primary channel was suspended for completely bullshit reasons that I'm trying to look into, but I'm having a tough time with that because YouTube seems very confused about what the situation actually is. Okay. Your channel got blocked maybe 90 minutes before you woke up. Well, that sucks. I really feel bad for you. Once my website got blocked and I had to contact the web hosting to make it work again, it didn't break any rules. It was just an error on their part. Yeah, that's what happened here. I didn't break any rules. I didn't violate the community guidelines. I've read the community guidelines. Okay, me violating those things is bullshit. Somebody at YouTube made a mistake, and now I can't stream from my usual channel, where all my subscribers are, and all my favorites and stuff. I can't access any of that stuff, and it's really aggravating to me. You're definitely not breaking any rules either, as everything you post or stream is just your own content. Well, I did have those sound bites that I used to post all the time when I was doing post-produced videos. But, you know, never had a problem with that. And YouTube never, you know, gave me any strikes for doing that stuff. So I'm not sure what happened. Again, I tried to contact Google to see about getting my account reinstated. They said, oh, your YouTube account is still active, and you can just log on normally. No, I can't. That's why I asked for help. It's not friggin' still active. I can see right here. It's suspended. So Google doesn't know what's going on either. It's just a really frustrating situation. I'm not sure what else I can do except wait for the suspension to end. And who the hell knows how long that's going to take. An X Division Battle Royal that doesn't even last 5 minutes, followed by a squash title match. Is that really what TNA should do a few weeks before Destination X? No, it's not. I didn't like the way that was presented at all. You know, none of the guys get to talk. The match is too short. Because of the Battle Royal gimmick, they can't really do the most impressive stuff. They can't do dives to the outside or anything. It was really just an afterthought. Won by a guy who I like, but who doesn't wrestle X Division style, really doesn't belong in the X Division, and he just gets squashed. So it's like TNA is like throwing Destination X under the bus here. Because the X Division as a whole is just treated like it doesn't mean anything right now. And it's like, well, they're not even trying. It's like they just had Mike Bennett co-opt Option C. Maybe somebody else, maybe the title will change hands before Destination X. That's been the pattern the last couple of years. But so what? You've already drilled into us that these guys don't matter. So even if one of them wins the title back from Mike Bennett, am I supposed to believe that anything important is going to happen out of that? Oh, okay, somebody like like Eddie Edwards wins the title back or something. Okay, so what's going to happen? He'll cash in Option C, he'll face Lashley, he'll lose, and that'll be the end of it. And then they're going to have another new champion. You know, they had the opportunity to do something really cool with having the champion just choose not to cash in Option C. You know, I'm not saying that Trevor Lee or Eddie Edwards, for that matter, would have been the right guy to do that, but it would be something new and something different. It would show that the X Division means something to somebody. And that's not what's going on right here. Well, at least Gail Kim didn't win, so that's something. Yeah, it's something. I just don't think it's going to mean anything, ultimately. You know, Rosemary's win over Gail Kim wasn't treated like it meant anything. And that's been forgotten now. Uh, Plus, I mean, like I said, Gale was closing in on a victory when all the interference occurred. So they made it very clear that had nobody interfered, Gale would have won that match, most likely. How did and it's only after that Sienna gets the victory, after there's all these distractions. And it's like, okay, isn't making Sienna look credible and look like a strong champion, isn't that a little bit more important than making Gail Kim look so unstoppable that you need all this other crazy crap to happen for somebody to beat her? Because I am fed up with Gail constantly being protected at the expense of everybody else. Maybe you could justify it at one point, but it's been a long time. Okay, Gail is, if she's not 40 yet, then she's close. And that's pretty old by pro athlete standards. And she said that she's thinking about retirement in the next couple of years. So how much longer is this going to go on for? At this point, establishing the new girls is a lot more important than making Gail Kim look like God's gift to women's wrestling. Notice that Jade got more cheers than Gail. Not surprised at that at all. Yeah, that's been going on for a while. I could point out a number of occasions when Jade was getting more crowd support than Gail. I think the only time when Gail gets noticeable crowd support these days is when she has Maria and her people to get heat off of. But take Maria out of the equation, and I think it's been very noticeable that Gail has had a lack of crowd support. Once upon a time, she was super over. It's not really like that anymore. I think you put Gail and Jade in the ring just about every time. As we've seen recently, the crowd tends to support Jade. And I don't think I'm the only person who's fed up with Gail constantly being front and center and constantly in the spotlight, and with everybody else getting kind of ignored. I think the other fans are fed up with that too. How do you think Brother Nero versus Brother Nero ends? I assume you mean Matt versus Brother Nero, if it ever ends. I assume it ends with Matt going over, because unless I'm very much mistaken, Matt's the one writing this. This whole feud has got to be his brainchild, because he's come out and said that he's on the creative team now. He's working in creative, so I'm considering the amount of screen time he gets. I assume it's him booking this shit. So I figure it doesn't stop until Matt goes over, because that seems to be his. That seems to be his end game. A really nice curveball would be James Storm winning the belt from Lashley at Bound for Glory. It would be. That would be a curveball. It just doesn't seem like that's what they're building towards. I think the Bound for Glory World Title match is going to be Lashley versus EC3. I could also see EC3 versus Drew Galloway, or maybe they'll be doing another triple threat match. I think it's going to be something between those guys, possibly with Mike Bennett included. I really want to see James Storm win the world title this year. # Storm for champ. It just doesn't look like that's the direction he's headed in right now. Okay, we can say whatever we want about the Hardy stuff, but it got people talking, and it's definitely something unique and different, even if it's different in a bad way. Oh, it got people talking. As I understand it, the video of that thing at their house that they did, apparently that video went viral. So it has gotten people talking, but let's not kid ourselves into thinking that all publicity is good publicity. That is not necessarily true. Reference Jared from Subway. Reference Bill Cosby. Just because people are talking doesn't mean they're saying good things. Let's see. Hopefully, James Storm versus Eli Drake is becoming a real feud now. I think it is. Like I said, I'm not sure how you book that because both guys kind of need to go over. Mandrews and Andrew Everett. Both of these guys are really underestimated, especially Mandrews, and booking them like this won't convince them to re-sign with the company when their contracts are up. Yeah. I think Andrew Everett has been completely underutilized. Has he won a single match since he joined? I don't remember him winning anything. As far as I recall, he's just been jobbing out all the time. And Mark Andrews barely gets used. It's like, well, why did you have this guy win British Boot Camp 2 if you didn't have some kind of plan for him? You know? Chris, Kaylee Ray should have won. Kaylee Ray should have fucking won British Boot Camp 2. Because at least they used the knockouts. You could be damn sure they could think of something to do for a girl like her. For Christ's sake. Mandrews is a really talented guy, but he just doesn't get the chance to show it. Ever. They barely used him. They barely used the poor dude. The broken Matt Hardy trend is really taking off. First Matt, then the YouTube system. Apollo Crews tweets and a fake Bobby Heenan. Really? Okay. People who are talking are people within the industry who already know about TNA, and that doesn't mean they'll watch, hence why the viewership has been pretty much the same. Actually, their viewership has been climbing on Pop TV. I believe they had their highest viewership for Impact on Pop TV before that 70s show incident happened. That took a chunk out of the viewership, but it's been coming back since then. Why do the bromance who have lost a lot to the Decay keep getting matches with the Decay? Because we've got nobody else in the tag team division to feud with the Decay. It's either the bromance or Grado and Shera or the Tribunal. I could put together another tag team in 5 minutes. But apparently rebuilding the tag team division is not a priority right now. So we've got the bromance getting shot after shot, and we'll probably continue to get shot after shot. Here's a crazy idea. Put together fucking Rockstar Spud and Mark Andrews. They'd be a great team. You can do it as faces or heels. Rockstar Spud, finally having expunged all that toxicity related to EC3 and Matt Hardy, decides to get back to business, turns face, joins up with Mark Andrews, they become a tag team. Or Mark Andrews gets pissed off that he never gets used, so he asks Rockstar Spud for advice. They turn into buddies, they become a tag team as heels. You could do it either way, and either way it would work, I think. It's just, I don't see any progress being made. Yeah, they signed the Tribunal, but what are those guys doing? Feuding with Grado and Shera. So? They're not going to get highlighted or... They're not going to get the platform to really show off if they're feuding with, two comic relief guys, So if they've got anything impressive that they can do, we're not going to see it. Because they don't have the... They're not going to have the capacity to really show it off. The tag team division really needs the Wolves back. Jesus Christ. I really have no interest in heel Corgan if that's what they're doing. I don't know if it's full-blown heel. They are adding some shades of gray, though. I don't think there's any reason to suspect that he's doing anything other than siding with the Bennetts for legal reasons because they put TNA in a tight spot after the slap from Dixie. But that whole storyline was so poorly constructed and full of holes, I think it's dumb. Um, it's an awkward situation. I don't know if it's necessarily a heel turn, and I really hope it's not, because the last thing we need is another Power Struggle storyline. Oh, God. Okay, 100% agree about Allie. Oh, good. Will Raquel botch in the ring next week? Ugh. Who knows? Yeah, spoiler. There's a 6-man tag tomorrow with the Bromance and Raquel versus the Decay and Rosemary. So they're putting Raquel in the ring. I think it's way, way, way too soon for that. If it were me, I would not trust her not to screw up. But it's not a live show, so if she does botch anything, hopefully they can edit it out. Oh, damn it. But yeah, if it were me, I would not be putting Raquel in the ring. I just don't trust her. I mean, I can't imagine she's had that many matches. Still probably less than 10, and already they're putting her on Impact in the ring. It's too soon. It's way too fucking soon. So I think if they're smart, they will limit her ring time to as little as possible. Hell, don't even have her tag in. Because, I mean, she's going to be a liability in there. Does she even know what she's doing? We've got so little to go on with Raquel, it's hard to tell. Eli Drake's segment made me legit laugh and got my attention from start to finish. Nah, you're going to boo Water. Yeah. James Storm got a jug of water over as a heel. What's wrong with water, damn it? I drink water. What was the point of them doing those promos for the Fixer when it's just Tyrus? Good question. I couldn't tell you. I didn't know what the hell that was. I didn't even know it was part of Impact, actually. I have no idea. I don't know why they're even bothering to do something with Tyrus. The guy is not over. I don't see any way he's going to get over. And he's really not very good. He's old, he's slow, he's unathletic, he's boring. Unless you've got Drew Galloway or EC3 in there to carry him, he's not gonna deliver anything even remotely interesting. So what's the point? It's just Tyrus. For Christ's sake. Also in the Broken Heart Train WWE's creative team. White Walker Hardy. Now that Sienna retained, who will she feud with? Oh, I forgot she defeated Gale, which means rematch with Gale. Yeah. You would think that she would have a rematch with Jade, since Jade's the former champion, but no. No, she's probably just going to have a rematch with Gale and just continue having matches with Gale until Gale wins the title again. Because that's new. That's new and different, right? That'll take the Knockout division to new heights. Give Gail Kim another lengthy title reign, because we've never seen that before. Imagine Allie as champ coming out like, attention, everybody, your champion is here. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Do you think Allie's character shares similarities with Vicky? Vicky Guerrero? Maybe just that she's getting over with the mic work in the same way that Vicky did. Like Vicky would always just come out saying, excuse me. She didn't really have music. It's kind of what they're kind of doing a similar thing with Allie. But I think with Vicky it was just straight up annoyance. And with Allie, I think it's more of a character in her situation. She's putting a lot more into it than Vicky did. Not to speak ill of Vicky, because, love her or hate her, she did get incredibly over. I don't think there was a lot of character work uh, involved, though. I think with Allie, it's more of a character. At least the Hardy match won't have spoilers. That's true. Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy one last time until the next time. Yeah. It's like AJ and Daniels. I think they said, I think they had a match at, I think it was Destination X 2011. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. And they said that match was going to be the last time. And then they had another match at Bound for Glory. And they said that match was going to be the last time. And then they feuded for like another year and a half after that. It's like, it's the last time until the next time. It's the same damn thing. They're just going to continue having matches forever. Until one of them leaves. Let's see. How long till Davey returns? Well, he's a couple months out from surgery now. I guess it depends how bad the injury was. If he comes back before Bound for Glory, I'd be surprised, but you don't know. We don't know. I mean, supposedly he tried like a new experimental process instead of the normal surgery, and it's been getting good results. At least that's what I heard. I think he said something like that on Twitter, but as far as how close he is to recovery, no one can say except Davey. Thoughts on what Cody said? I don't want the money, I want the moments, and you are not giving me the moments. Feeling like less than he was in WWE. I was in Greensboro, and that's where my dad and Rick had to get on the radio in fans' cars and tell them that the event was sold out for Starrcade. I thought, here I am looking at this Stardust outfit in my bag. I feel like I'm less than I am, and no amount of money is worth being less than I am. Yeah, Tyra should be traded for Cody. Well, I think if Cody wanted to come to TNA, then scoop him up. I don't blame him. You know, for some people get into the business for the money, and for some people it's not about the money. It's about other stuff. And for Cody, it wasn't about the money. It was about maybe self-respect and taking pride in what he did. And he felt like he wasn't really getting the opportunities in WWE to create those special moments, to create something memorable for the fans. And he felt like maybe he could do that elsewhere. And that's why he left. And if that's what it's about, I understand. You know, the guy's been in WWE for what, 10 years, something like that? Been a long time now. So he's got to be pretty well set financially. So I don't think he'll be hurting for money or anything. So if he wants to leave WWE and go somewhere else to create those moments like on the Indies or in Japan or ROH or PWG or even TNA or wherever, you know, good for him. Now they're giving gimmicks to wrestlers nobody cares about. Yeah, I guess the problem fixer thing is intended to make people care about Tyrus. I think that's a waste of time. I think it's going to be an uphill battle every step of the way, and I don't think they just shouldn't bother because it's Tyrus. How much mileage is there really, do they really have in the guy? You know? It's just, I don't see what the point is. You could have given that gimmick to somebody like an Aiden O'Shea and it would have made more sense. At least O'Shea has done good things elsewhere. I mean, he's horribly booked in TNA, but he has the potential to do better things than Tyrus does. Not a fan of EC3 getting pinned, although I understand that they wanted to protect Galloway here from losing thrice, but the problem is that EC3 needed to be protected too. Big respect points for using thrice. They could have done a DQ finish with one of the faces snapping and using a chair or something. Yeah, they could have. I guess it was just a matter of making... They wanted to really put Lashley over the top and give the guy a lot of momentum, and they did that. And like I said, I could accept that EC3 got pinned. I could not accept the way it was presented. The shoddy way they did that. And then not giving him taking a second loss the gravity and the attention it should have had. That should have been a really big damn deal, and they didn't treat it like it was. They treated it like it was just another match. That was the problem with the segment, in my opinion. It wasn't the loss, it was how the loss was presented and how they dropped the ball on that. Why not have Rocket or that Conley guy do a fixer gimmick? Man, what a waste. Yeah, there you go. Could be a way to debut those two. Well, supposedly, Marsh Rocket is going to be debuting soon. He said so on social media. So after all these years, thanks to YouTube doing weird things, you found out your name is Ed Clayton, or isn't it? I'll leave that up to your imaginations. Poor Eli keeps mentioning his belt, but Storm doesn't talk about it once, plus he has to annoy Jeff into fighting him for it. Nobody wants that title. That's been the problem. That's been the problem. Jeff beat Eric Young in multiple non-title matches, never wanted the damn thing, and then all of a sudden, several months later, he decides, you know what, I should be the King of the Mountain champion. I'm going to challenge Eli Drake for it. Okay, well, you could have challenged Eric Young and gotten a title shot, but you didn't want it then, but you want it now? Okay. Yeah, James Storm never mentioned the King of the Mountain title. They really need to do a lot of character surgery on that thing. I think a better thing would be to just throw it in the dumpster and introduce a new title to start fresh, because the King of the Mountain Championship has such a checkered past and such a horrible title history. It was such a joke in the past. I don't think there's any saving that thing, really. But if it's what you're going to roll with, love it or hate it, put some real effort into it. Make it something that other people want. Make it something that everybody wants. Make it a viable mid-card title. They haven't been doing that. They have an opportunity to do it with Eli Drake, but for that to happen, he's going to have a title reign that people care about, so they'll care about the idea of him potentially losing it. And the first thing that happens is he's going to hold that thing for a while, and he's going to have some meaningful feuds. He can have a meaningful feud with James Storm, but like I said, at the end of that feud, you got a winner and a loser, and I think both guys are in a position where they need to be winners. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Either they'll have Eli Drake drop the title too quickly, entirely too quickly, or they'll have Eli Drake beat James Storm and have James Storm just end up as an enhancement guy. And James Storm is way too good for that. Russo wants to be in Cornette's podcast. Oh, Jesus Christ. That would be fun to listen to, though, wouldn't it? That would be fucking fun to listen to. I like Allie, but they really put themselves in a box with limiting her wrestling ability. It's just dumb. Agreed. Storyline-wise, she is just a blonde Raquel with much better mic skills. Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. For one thing, she has shown to have some wrestling ability character-wise. They're not letting her wrestle like Cherry Bomb, but her character is apparently not an experienced wrestler, but does have some ability. She can do things in the ring. We've seen her do things in the ring. They're not letting her wrestle at full capacity, but she's wrestling like a newbie who's just really excited to be there, and she pulls it off well. Kudos to her. And she has been getting over as a character with her mic work and character work and stuff like that. With Raquel's just there for her looks. That's all she's there for. From her first segment, she's been there for her looks. She's there to parade around like a piece of meat because I suspect they don't trust her to do anything else. The first pre-tapes we see her in, it's like, whoa, that girl's really hot. And they make kind of tongue-in-cheek remarks about how she's working the bromance so hard, and it's like, oh, are they both having sex with her? Oh, and now let's oogle her by the pool and see her, show off her rockin' bod, and then let's do a thing where the bromance are spying on her with a camera to watch her get undressed, because she's just there for her hot body, apparently. Oh, and let's have her distract that the heels so the bromance can win by bending over so Tyrus can get a good look at her ass. Because apparently that's all she's there to do. She's just there for her looks right now. I challenge anyone to argue otherwise. Allie is there because of her talent. Is Raquel there for any other reason other than her looks? We don't know yet. She hasn't shown anything else. Brother Nero versus Brother Zero. Oh, is that what you were saying? Oh, did I read that wrong before? I don't know. Do you have your old reviews stored on your computer? I have most of the old reviews backed up. I haven't been doing that since I started streaming everything. But most of the old reviews are backed up on a flash drive. It's back there. Not sure if you can see that there. But yeah, most of them are backed up. I don't want to re-upload them all to the new channel because there still might be a chance I could get the old channel back. It's just suspended right now. It hasn't been terminated. So I guess I can wait out this suspension, I hope. Or get in touch with YouTube to tell them that they made a mistake. Still trying to figure out how to do that. Thoughts on Brock dissing Stephanie, saying that he does not give a fuck about her opinion of him being in the UFC. Is that what he said? I don't recall. I haven't heard the whole interview. I think they asked him if he was worried about his drawing power being affected if he loses, and he said he didn't give a shit. If he said anything about Stephanie, I didn't hear that. Him not giving a crap if it hurts his drawing power, I think he should. But I guess he thinks if he's getting paid either way, then who cares? Seems a little bit short-sighted. But the guy's probably got a ton of money at this point, so I guess he can afford to not care. There have been way too many Hardy versus Hardy matches. That said, I would laugh so hard if Matt lost next week on Impact. He says, brother, it's not over. Yeah. Oh, God. If that's what it takes for this thing to end, I hope Matt wins, just so we can finally finish this damn thing. Matt has said he wanted TNA to appeal to the casual fans, like he said in his YouTube video, so this is the way, whether I like it or not, is working. Well, it's different. I'll give him that. That's one thing you can definitely say about this feud. It is different. They are trying different things. They don't really appeal to me. But maybe they might appeal to somebody just for the spectacle of the whole thing. Will fans turn on Jane Cena if she continues to be the focus of the division? I think they've already turned on Gail to a large extent. It hasn't gone to the point where they're booing her, but they don't really support her that much anymore. I can't recall a match in recent memory where Gail had the fans really behind her. Except when she's getting heat off Maria, like I said before. But on her own, I don't feel like Gail has generated a ton of heat. It just feels like she comes out and people don't really care that much. And that should tell TNA something. I don't think they'll turn on her to the point where they start booing her. I think they'll turn on her to the point where they just become completely disinterested when she comes out. Mandrews is better utilized in PWG in Progress more so than in TNA. Yeah, I've seen those PWG videos he posts on Twitter. The guy is super talented. I want to see them do something with him. Still don't understand why Raquel is hanging out with the douchemans. Yeah, apparently nobody told her that they were spying on her getting undressed. And I guess she doesn't watch the show because she apparently doesn't know they did it. I don't know why. If somebody did that to me, I would not hang around with those people. Because if your friends do that to you, then those aren't your friends. Those are assholes. And you shouldn't be associating with them. Who will Lashley face next? I imagine it'll be some combination of EC3, Drew Galloway, Mike Bennett, or whoever has the X Division title come Destination X. Might be Mike Bennett, might be somebody else. I would rather have Storm and Hardy as a makeshift team than the Bromance as tag champs or your idea of Spud and Mandrews. Yeah, the charismatic Storm, they could have done something with that. Frankly, I think they really should have done something with that. I think I said they should have had the charismatic Storm versus the Decay at Slammiversary. That should have been the Slammiversary tag title match. It would have been way better. Jeff sounded drunk for some reason in that segment they had. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Jeff is having trouble taking this seriously, much like I am. Like when he said, Rebby, you can just get on your broomstick and fly away, he was laughing as he says it. Do you really blame him? This feud has gotten so ridiculous, I would have trouble keeping a straight face too. Once Jade is over, the Marty feud, who should she face next? I would like her to face Sienna for the title. I don't know if that's going to happen, because Gail is in there now. Grado, Shera, and Tyrus is TNA's version of the Social Outcasts. I disagree. The Social Outcasts are actually entertaining to me. Yes, it's in a so bad it's funny kind of a way, but I do get a chuckle out of the Social Outcasts. Grado, Shera, and Tyrus, I just want them to go away. Why the hell is Tyrus, Bromance, Shera, and Grado getting TV time at all? Excellent question. Excellent question. Has Paige become the new Victoria? No. No, she's not. I do think Paige is in a bit of a rut. Maybe she's got some backstage heat or something. But she has things over Victoria. Number one, she's young. Number two, she's more charismatic. 3, she's better looking. 4, she's on Total Divas. Those things will ensure that she does not end up like Victoria. Also, she's been in the company a fraction of the time that Victoria was, at least on the main roster. With Victoria, I figured they thought she was past the expiration date, but she was somebody that could have a good match and make the new girls look good and then put them over. With Paige, I think it probably has more to do with other issues. Because she's like, what? She's really young. She's like what, 23? 22, something like that? Yeah, she's not even close to peaking yet. Maybe the problem is that she had a lot of success and had the title for a while really early on. So it's like she's already reached the mountaintop. So maybe some people think, well, we already had her with the title for a while, so we've kind of done that already, so now it's time for to do it with these other girls. That might be part of the problem. But now it might be backstage issues or something. Who knows? It could be a lot of things. I would like to see Paige be used more. I don't see any reason why she isn't used more. But I guess the focus right now is just on establishing the newest girls. Because we're in a new era. A bunch of bullshit. So yeah, the focus right now is on Charlotte and Sasha and like all the newest girls. And Paige has been around for a little while now. Matt is on or working with creative. What does that mean for TNA? We've seen what it means. It means that Matt Hardy is going to be getting a lot of TV time and is in a lot of main events, is booked to do things that he has no business doing, like getting wins over EC3, not pinfall victories or anything, but wins, which never should have happened, and getting world title runs that he never should have had, and getting this really, really high-profile feud with Matt Hardy where he's just having this complete creative freedom to do whatever the hell he wants, even if it's completely ridiculous. That's what it means. They are playing up the Fixer gimmick on Tyrus's bodyguard pass, so that was not just in WWE and TNA when he was Snoop Dogg's former bodyguard. Was he? Okay. Does anyone really care? I don't. Viewership has been back and forth between 300,000 and 330,000, and nearly every time Matt is the main event of the show, the ratings drop. Yeah. Like when he had the world title. I believe viewership dropped every week during his title reign, and they only spiked back up after he lost it. Take a hint, TNA. I love Gail's gimmick of taking the spotlight from the other knockouts. What a great heel gimmick. You know, that would be nicely subversive if they could actually turn that into a gimmick. How they could kind of, how do I explain this? Like, do like a character dissection, really pick apart the character and see why she does the way why she does the thing she does, and why she is booked the way she is booked. I think you could actually turn Gail into a really effective heel very easily if you did that right. You know, how maybe do a thing where she kind of plays off the fact that the company apparently loves her so much, and she uses that to advance herself and advance her career, and she knows that it's been to the detriment of the other girls, but she doesn't really care, because as long as Gail gets what she wants, then fuck everybody else. Maybe you could slowly reveal that that's been her motivation. That's secretly been her motivation for years, and she's just been playing up this act of being like the ultimate good girl or whatever. I think that's very, very doable if they did it right. Of course, they wouldn't do it right, because I don't think they understand what they've really... I don't think they understand the monster that they've created. If he's available, Jimmy Havoc would be a perfect partner for Bram in the Decay. Jimmy Havoc. Yeah, that may have been the plan originally. Of course, the guy got injured. Even the crowd, who rarely reacts to things, was into the Eli Drake segment. Well, you know, I think the crowd has been better recently. It wasn't great on this show, but it's been better recently. And yeah, they were into the Eli Drake segment because it was awesome. The Vanity Championship needs to be lit on fire like Rhino did with the ECW title back in the day. Yeah, just light it on fire, throw it in a dumpster, and introduce a new title. It wouldn't have the horrendous history that one does. Hopefully the final deletion will not happen to your channel and instead will happen to Matt Hardy. I see what you did there. Yeah, really hope I can get my channel back. Man, that would piss me off if that got suspended indefinitely. God damn, that would... Oh. Man. The Matt versus Jeff match Tuesday night does look insane, though. Oh, yeah, it looks insane. It remains to be seen if it'll be insane in a good way. You know, it's outside at night. Apparently they're shooting off fireworks and using them as weapons, and somebody gets dumped in the lake at some point, or it does look really ridiculous. If nothing else, I think it'll be an entertaining spectacle. Doesn't change the fact that I don't care about the feud anymore. Sienna is a beast on the mic, yet not even a single minute on the mic. Yeah, that's been one of the things I was afraid would happen when they paired her with Maria, because right now she is just the muscle who's like behind Maria, and she doesn't get to talk much in her own right. We've seen her talk a little bit in pre-tapes and YouTube videos and stuff, but she hasn't gotten to cut real promos by herself yet, which is ridiculous because she has amazing mic skills. She's probably one of the best female talkers in the entire industry. And to not utilize that is baffling to me. She's more the silent muscle type right now. Now, I do really enjoy Allie's mic skills, Cherry Bomb's mic skills, so they're at least utilizing those in a way to get to try to get Sienna over. But why Sienna isn't talking more, I couldn't tell you. That's ridiculous to me. Allie is awesome as a wrestler. Like, she is a bit better version of Velvet. I don't see it changing anytime soon. Oh, she's way better than Velvet, dude. Who are you kidding? Jerry Lawler's suspension was unbanned. Stephanie thinks Brock losing would lose his drawing power is the reason why Brock responded like that. Okay. Lawler's suspension was unbanned, huh? All right. Let's see. There was a six-pack challenge for the Knockouts title with Gail versus Jade, Rosemary, Allie, Marty Belle, Sienna. Who would walk out with the championship? I don't know. What's the storyline? Who's booking it? I would like Jade to walk out, but it would depend on a lot of things. Let's see. Vicky took her husband's death and instead of sulking made a career and got her character over, and by all accounts is a really nice lady, plus Eddie was my favorite wrestler. Yeah. Haven't heard anyone say bad things about Vicky backstage. And apparently she got out of the business, but good for her for, taking an opportunity that was given to her and making something out of it. If Matt Hardy can afford some pyro, can he please bring some of those to the Impact Zone? Yeah, Matt can afford to shoot off fireworks, but they got no fireworks in the Impact Zone. Oh, boy. The worst reactions you can get is no reaction or booed where you're a face. Gail gets no reaction, which says people aren't into seeing her. Yeah, that's the problem. I think they pushed her too much for too long, and it just became overkill, and people stopped giving a shit. I've said this before, but Gail taking some time off and just going away for a while, like a good couple of months, would do her a world of good. Because right now, I just think most people are sick of her. Should Lana get a women's title run when her movie Interrogation comes out? I don't see why. Interrogation, is that another WWE Studios movie? No, I don't think so. I think if she were to... I don't even know what kind of wrestler she is. If she's improved enough as a wrestler that she could carry a championship run, if they had the right storyline for it, then sure. Give her a title run. But it shouldn't happen just because she has a movie. Apparently she's in the Pitch Perfect movies. I don't know who she plays in those movies. I saw the second one. I didn't see her in there. But she's in them. And they didn't mention it at all when that movie came out. So I guess them being in movies isn't a big deal. Now I think when this Interrogation movie is released, they should have Lana in a more prominent position. Maybe give her more of a push, at least as a character. But should she get a women's title run when that comes out? No, I think it's a lot more factors to consider than just that. How would Gail be an effective heel if they turned her? Would it be the last time like she was a heel or different? Last time. I think the last time was when she was with Karen and Madison. Oy. How would Gail be an effective heel if they turned her? I think play off the perceptions that people have of her. Play off what caused people to kind of abandon her and what caused her crowd support to die out. If I'm right about it being because people are sick of her always being in the top spot, always being pushed as the centerpiece of the division, always being in the spotlight to the detriment of every other knockout, then use that. You could reveal that she knew what she was doing. She knows that's what's been happening this whole time, and she's been encouraging it. She knows that TNA loves her so much that they always have to have her pushed at all times, and she knows it hurts the division because the other girls don't get spotlighted properly, but she doesn't care. You reveal that she's always been this self-serving narcissist this whole time in secret, and this image of the good girl who's trying to stand up for the division and make sure everything is good and respectable and everything, you can reveal that's not really her. That's just a facade that she puts on for so people would like her and cheer for her and stuff. And it's not really what she believes. Just you can reveal that is really just about getting herself pushed and getting herself featured in a prominent position and getting the championship, which she's obsessed with. And you can say that that's what she's really cared about the whole time, and everything that came before, well, she was just putting on an act. And use that as fuel to turn her into a different type of heel character that she's been before. I really think that could work, honestly. But I don't think TNA have the right mindset. Let's see. It seems like Jade is becoming more and more of a fan favorite, which is great. Yeah, it is great, which is one of the reasons why I thought it was stupid for her to lose the title. Her character was catching on. She was getting more fan support. And I thought it was dumb to take the title off her because her title run had been an afterthought because she'd been in the back seat because Gail was always the focus. I thought what should have happened is that Gail should have gone away for a while, preferably in that match when her job was on the line. She should have lost that, gone away so Jade could be the main focus, could be the top babyface, get the fans really behind her, get some momentum behind her, and they could have brought Gail back later. Jade is getting some traction as a babyface, but she's still not the main focus, which I think is dumb. Have you seen the new Tarzan movie? No, I haven't seen it. I've heard some reviews say it's pretty good. I might see it later on. I saw The Shallows, which was surprisingly good. I would recommend The Shallows if you're looking for a good shark movie. Really great showcase for Blake Lively. Also saw The Neon Demon, which was confusing. I have no idea what that movie was about. But The Shallows was really good. Haven't seen Tarzan yet. There isn't much taped stuff remaining for the next show, so the Hardys match is going to take some good time, I think. Yeah. I'm expecting probably 20 minutes or maybe more. A really good idea for Jade would be using the lack of success of her first title reign and making the story out of it where she fights her way back. They could do that, but I don't think TNA see it that way. I don't think they see her first title reign as being unsuccessful. That's the problem. Who is the best on the mic, in your opinion? In this company? Best on the mic. You got a couple options. You got EC3, you got Maria, you got Mike Bennett, you got Rosemary, you got Eli Drake, you got James Storm. I think you can make a case for any of those people. Problem is, Gail is not good on the mic. Not terribly good on the mic. That's true. There are ways you could do it, though. You could reveal that information through other people. And just have Gail choose to not deny it, It's true that Gail's not the best talker, but there are ways you could do it. I could write the storyline. I could do it without Gail having to talk that much. That would be very doable. Soundstage 21 being used for something since they constantly tape from Soundstage 20. I think when they left the Impact Zone, they lost the contract or the rights or whatever to use it, and it's being used by someone else now. So when they came back, they had to use a different one. It's a WWE Studios movie, and no, she should not get the title because of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, if it's a WWE Studios movie, then fuck it. Remember when The Miz, I think it was this past Monday, when The Miz came back from shooting the Marine 5, and Stephanie was so eager to emasculate the talent that she inadvertently crapped on the movie. Miz is like saying, "Hey, where's the red carpet? I just came back from shooting a big movie." And Stephanie's like, "Oh, sorry, Miz. We only roll out the red carpet for big studio, theatrical releases, and you're just in a WWE Studios movie, so..." I love that. Yeah, Stephanie emasculates the wrestlers all the time, and she wanted to do it so badly that she made the movie the guy just filmed look like shit. Says, "Oh, I guess it's not a big deal. I guess there's no reason to watch the Marine 5 because Stephanie just told us that it's not a big deal." Lana's great on the mic, but unproven in the ring. Yeah, I've never seen the girl wrestle. I don't know if she's any good. Yet they made a big deal with Sheamus in TMNT 2. Did they? I don't remember them even mentioning that. Or maybe they did it on SmackDown. Holy shit, you're back. Well, I never really went anywhere. I'm streaming from my backup channel because my primary channel was suspended for bullshit reasons that I'm trying to figure out how that happened. But somebody at YouTube made a mistake. And I'm trying to work that out, but I don't know. The account's suspended right now. Supposedly I can wait out the suspension, but I don't know. The YouTube is saying a bunch of different things to me right now, so they're very confused. How many new accents will Matt use next week? Oh, preferably none. I'd prefer it if he didn't talk at all. Should Gail have her Rocky Die promo and the fans like Roman? Should have when he returns. Rocky Die. That would be interesting. I don't think they will. Did you need like multiple backup channels just in case YouTube fucks up again? Well, I've never had occasion to use this one. I don't know if I need multiple backups. But yeah, having at least one backup does come in handy. Because they told me I'm not allowed to start a new channel. So I guess I gotta use this one. Hope Bram gets in the decay. Opinions vary on that. I'm hot and cold on whether I want him to join the group. Because I think the three of them have a really good gestalt going. I'm hesitant to mess with that. Thoughts on Punk versus Gall happening at UFC 203? Well, I don't know if it's going to happen. Anything can happen between now and then. I'm interested to see it, though. Not crazy about CM Punk's chances, but yeah, you never know. Stranger things have happened. Matt Hardy kind of sounded like Bill Murray in Caddyshack with the new accent. I've never actually seen Caddyshack all the way through. I've seen parts of it. Not in forever, but I'll take your word for it. Should Nicole Matthews get signed by TNA? I hear she's doing a Taker-like gimmick on the indies. Is she? I would love it if they signed Nicole Matthews. She's really talented. Time was I wanted them to sign both the Canadian Ninjas, but now Portia's retired, and that sucks. But Nicole Matthews is super talented. I'd love it if they signed her. Yeah, they should. And I think that's going to be it for now. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. I don't know what's going to happen with the other channel, but for now, I'm going to be streaming from the backup. I'm also looking into Twitch, see if that has more possibilities. But if you could just kind of get the word out to all my subscribers that I'm on this channel for the time being, that would be helpful. Because I just feel like no one's going to know where to find me. I guess I'll have to post some links about that myself. But yeah, I guess we're going to be streaming from here for a little while until something else happens. So thanks everybody for joining me. I'm glad you guys could find me okay. And I will see you here for the next one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll be it. And, yeah, that's it. I have no outro, so I'm just rambling now. Okay. Excuse me. You guys take care. I will talk to you hopefully next Saturday, unless I have to work on Saturday, in which case it'll be on Sunday. Again, watch my Twitter for updates on that, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Later.